Hello and welcome to the next edition of our virtual teen cooking club video. Today we are going to make a takeoff on a no-bake strawberry icebox cheesecake. So I'm unfortunately not one of those people who can see a recipe and not change a little something, so I am going off track a little bit here, but the original recipe is published by the Spruce Eats and it sounded like a pretty good one. So here we go. So I have already completed step one, which was to rinse and cut the tops off of and pat dry the strawberries. I did not record that. It was time consuming and pretty boring. So there you go. So the next thing that we are going to do is start with our cream cheese, and we will need the hand mixer for this. Okay, so we have our cream cheese here. I do have it softened to about room temperature, and the recipe calls for 20 ounces. So the recipe calls, of course, for some vanilla extract, but I'm planning on using almonds when we assemble this cake. So instead, I'm going to use a little bit of almond extract. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our powdered sugar. So I really enjoy chocolate and strawberries, and this recipe technically called for just regular, golden grams, whatever you want to call them. But if I can add chocolate to a recipe, I'm going to, so I did. We'll see how it works. Okay, now I happen to have one of these spreaders, like for frosting, but any old spatula would do if you don't have one for spreading this, which is not exactly difficult, but a little bit tricky for sure. It probably would have worked better if I had had a pan that was completely rectangular instead of kind of having a rounded shape to it, but this is what I had. So we're gonna put a decent amount of this mixture and do our best to get it even. Okay, as far as our assembly of this goes, we've got a layer of graham crackers on the bottom and then our kind of cream cheese spread next. And here's where I'm gonna definitely go off the rails. We have some semi-sweet chocolate chips and some slivered almonds. I'm gonna sprinkle some almonds on here and I'm gonna try grinding these up. We have a little food processor here, just maybe like a 1/4 cup tops, and just giving it a bit of a sprinkle. Because why not have chocolate and strawberries whenever we can? All right, so I forgot to record a little bit there, but you can see we finished spreading our layer of whipped cream, and then I sprinkled a little bit of chopped up semi-sweet chips and some slivered almonds, and now I have pressed another layer of graham crackers into it, and we're going back again with the whipped topping. Okay, so I'm gonna sprinkle some almonds across the top of this, and then since it is an icebox cake, or refrigerator cake, we are going to cover it and refrigerate it. It says at least 4 hours before serving, but it's almost the end of the day today, so I'm gonna leave it overnight covered in the fridge. That should allow the graham crackers to really absorb all of the delicious strawberry-ness, and we will cut into it tomorrow morning and see what it looks like. Okay, so it's the next morning. This sat in the fridge covered overnight. So now we're going to cut into it and see how the graham crackers have changed. They should have absorbed a lot of the liquid from like the cream cheese and become more cake-like and less graham cracker-like. Okay, and we can see that it looks like it has softened appropriately. It was really easy to cut, which is pretty awesome. So we will see how this tastes. The leftovers from it were pretty good yesterday, but now that it's had some time to absorb, it should be even better. It does look like the very bottom layer, and I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but it does look like the bottom layer maybe didn't absorb as much as I was hoping it would, but that is okay. It is still going to taste great, and it still did cut very easily. I did notice from this recipe that it did make a lot of extra. We still had maybe 7 or 8 strawberries left over and a pretty significant amount of the cream cheese filling. So you might need to adjust if you do this recipe at home. But thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you next time.